T-minus 4 minutes. T-minus 3 minutes. T-minus 2 minutes. T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.
Yeah. Look, black and blue lines. Yeah. Hey, that's a new vibe. Yeah. Hey, black and blue lines. Yeah. Hey, that's a new vibe. Yeah. Hey, park catalytic. I think we got a hit. Yeah. Hey, black and blue lines. Yeah. Look, we got Prince Blue and Steph talking black and blue lives. Yeah. The black and blue lives. Yeah. It's Steph and Blue.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? What is up? It is the Black and Blue Lives podcast. It is me, Dr. Prince Blue, with the retired Sergeant Step here right next to you. Obviously, he's on location somewhere else. He's not in his normal bat cave. What's going on, Step?
Hey man, I was trying to put a title in front of my name, and because you got doctor and all this other stuff, so I was trying to. I think I ran out of room.
That's that's
Uh,
that's a
I, re-
lot of doggone that's a lot
I
of
mean,
reading right there.
I'm thinking about from now on putting my middle name and all kinds of cool stuff. No,
Hey,
I'm actually, I'm in the Ritz Carlton, South Beach in Miami.
well,
So
see there, this is a podcast about mental health, and you've already let us know that one part about having good mental health is self-care, which you are
absolutely,
clearly doing right now.
yeah, trying to keep up with you and all your vacations.
Yeah,
So
well,
going to the DR and all these other cool spots.
good luck with that. Well, so we got a packed episode, so we're going to get right to it. Well, this is more locally, but it speaks to a larger issue when it comes to police leadership and police chiefs and corruption allegedly and all these other things that go on at the top, that it seems like the top is able to do whatever they want, and the foot soldiers get ridiculed for every little small thing. Some lose their jobs, some lose their lives, some lose their reputations. Meanwhile, the people at the top can continue skating on by. Well, those who don't know, CMPD's Chief Johnny Jennings, in the midst of a storm, some would say, he announced his retirement at the end of the year, and some are leading to question coincidence or is he running? Take a listen.
We start with breaking news at 11. CMPD Chief Johnny Jennings announced that he's retiring at the end of the year. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tradisha Woodard. WCNC Charlotte's Anna King joining us live here in the studio. And Anna, this is coming at a pretty rocky time for both Chief Jennings and the Charlotte City Council.
Yeah, that's right. The announcement coming just hours ago as the Fraternal Order of Police is expected to begin its formal no confidence vote against Jennings tomorrow. Just hours ago, Chief Jennings sent an email to WCNC Charlotte outlining his settlement with the city of Charlotte that totals $305,000 in compensation and a signed separation agreement with city manager Marcus Jones on Thursday. Tomorrow's vote from FOP is reportedly tied to a dispute with former council member Tariq Bakari over officers who wanted to wear outer carrier vests. In a statement announcing his decision to retire, Chief Jennings says he's proud of what he accomplished in his 33 years of service, but decided it's time to pass the torch. He also says he intended to retire sooner, but wanted to guide CMPD through some challenging periods. Meanwhile, the Fraternal Order of Police did respond to Jennings' announcement, saying their focus is on honoring the men and women who lost their lives in service this Memorial Day weekend. Now Jennings joined CMPD in 1992 and has served in the department for 33 years. A formal ceremony for his retirement is expected this fall. Of course, we'll continue to bring you the latest developments in the story on WCNC.com.
All right. So for those who are catching up, that was $305,000 on which Jennings believes were rights violated against him. So that was his settlement. Let me outline some of the things in this settlement. Jennings will receive a retroactive pay increase from January 1st, 2025 until December 31st, 2025, and the total amount of $14,016.70. Jennings will then receive a retention bonus in the amount of $45,000 to be paid in two equal installments. The first installment shall be paid within 14 days of execution of this agreement. The second installment will be December 31st of 2025. Both installments shall be subject to normal withholdings and taxes and reflected as W-2 pension eligible wages, which will be included in the calculation of his pension award upon retirement. Jennings shall also receive an additional 40 days of vacation valued at $45,284.70 in addition to his existing balance into his existing balance, and it's something else right here. It's something else. Oh yeah. And then also he gets unused vacation hours back, and those shall be paid by January 31st of 2026. He also gets a severance of 175,000 on a W-2 form to be paid to Jennings before January 31st, 2026. There's also a lot of it, and as I'm reading it, the damn website keeps trying to keep me from reading it, but he also gets $25,000 on a tax form. And Jennings and the city of Charlotte agreed that Jennings will remain employed as the chief of police or in a comparable sworn law enforcement position at his retroactively adjusted annual salary, reporting to the city manager until his retirement effective January 1st, 2026, which Jennings agreed to retire effective January 21st, accompanying paperwork no later than November 30th of 2025.
Man,
Step, when
dude.
you retired, Step, what was your payout?
Well, they give you your remaining vacation pay, right? That
Mm-hmm.
gets paid out, as well as 20, I think it's 20 or 25% of your sick time.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course that's taxable unless you roll it into a 457 or 401k. I recommend a lot of people do that for tax reasons. But that's it. I did 22 years. Uh, I had to fight tooth and nail. I had to pay for my own mental health treatment. That caused about 22 years of the job. Uh, and the city, if it really upsets me that we talked about last week, so I won't go too much into it, but we have officers like yourself who was critically injured. You could have been easily killed. You're lucky, and the two officers that you were there to protect, they were seriously injured right before you were hit
Mm-hmm.
and almost killed. They were almost killed, and I know both of the other officers, and they still have injuries to this day. Well, Kayvon Hazrati got shot in the head. He had to fight tooth and nail. He ran out of vacation and sick time. He got tooth and nail, and he's living on a strict budget. I think he was making like $56,000 when he retired was his average. His retirement's almost nothing. And he got shot in the
Mm-hmm.
head. He had to fight the city to get anything and go to court and have attorneys. And we're just giving the chief of police hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's going to not only affect his up front, but people don't realize if that goes when you read some of the off that goes towards his his pay, that's going to bump his pay up. So he's already making. I'm not. I don't say $200,000. I'm not sure what the number is. We can look it up
Let me
easily.
look it up. I'll look it up while you're talking.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
So the way the retirement works is, I think did total. He went over 30 years, so the calculation is a little higher. But basically, it comes out to 80% of your average 4 years. So so if say my average 4 years was $95,000, my
Mm-hmm.
retirement would be based 80% of that. But so what this does is that additional sick time will go towards his calculation, as well as any other thing that W-2 that goes towards his pay, and that calculates the 4 years. So instead of say his average was 175 for the 4 years, now you're throwing all this stuff in the last year, and it could bump it up $600,000. His retirement's going to be 80% of that. So it's not only going to cost the city his retirement, which he's due. He did the time, he's due, but now it's going to throw a couple $100,000 on top of that to
And that's the part what I was happy with you saying. It's more than what he's getting. It's the timing of what he's getting on the way out the door that potentially can bump his salary up to making money similar to what CEOs make.
hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I don't know if that the payout probably, unless he negotiated as being part of his pay, but what you read, it goes, so that other stuff goes, his vacation time will count, because any unused vacation and sick time and you need to get paid out, that goes towards your calculation. So if they give him $45,000 of sick time, and then when he retires, that goes towards his pay. as well as some of the other stuff you said, the bonuses and stuff that they keep on the books, and that jacks it up. So this is plus. So we have officers with near death injuries that are suffering with mental health issues that have to pay out of pocket, and this guy uh, gets his feelings hurt going toe to toe with a city council member who's taken up for the police. The police, we've been saying it for years. The police need the out of vest cares, and he didn't want to do it because it was a perception issue. It
The
looked too military.
stupid hit step. You're saying it. All this because he did not want to let officers wear out of carrier vests, which if you look at the statistics with CMPD, a lot of the officers that are out are due to back and hip
Oh, absolutely.
and knee issues that are
Yeah,
contributed to the more stuff that they are carrying on their hips.
and putting pressure on your back. Everybody knows all our gear is about 30 pounds of extra gear or vests and all this stuff. And sitting down, you got the handcuffs are usually behind your back. Sometimes the radio's in the side. All that stuff's pushing on your nerves. It's devastating to your body. And to your point, a lot of officers do have to medically retire because their back issues. So he cares more about perception of what the public might think than taking care of his officers. Instead of explaining, hey, it's not, it's there's I would dare to say that 5% of the population would think it's too militaristic. If he went and explained it and took up for his officers, so this is why we're doing it. It's a health issue. No one has a problem with it.
Step, this is my thing. This is my thing that's really pissing me off. You just explained that you had one officer that was shot in the head and he had to hire lawyers and fight tooth and nail to get a salary that's not a livable wage.
You can't
Meanwhile,
live on it. He's living
guy
at a
got
poverty level.
this guy got his feelings hurt because somebody was fighting for the troops on the ground and he's getting a payout. And then when they decide to start doing all this investigation and when it's time for him to release the stipulations to this settlement, all now of a sudden you're retiring at the end of the year.
It looks shady. And he's all
shady.
He's all about perception. But when it comes down to him, he does, like to your point earlier, you open a monologue, he could do in the whatever he wants and cry foul and get paid out. But you know as well as me, if an officer sued the city, then they're blacklisted, right? But
they get the shitty assignments.
Yep.
They don't get no other assignments. Their evaluations suffer. The higher ups don't want them in any prominent positions. It's BS, man.
And you can't get hired by someone else because one of the questions on almost all job accolades, at least for police, have you ever sued your employers? Because that's a red flag. But so we have officers legitimately with injuries, and I don't know what the officers from last April 29th that were killed. One CMPD officer, I don't know what he got, but I guarantee you his family didn't get anywhere close to what the chief's getting for his feelings getting hurt. And it's a horrible example of a leader to do this. It looks horrible. It is horrible. He did his time. It looks like the FOP, the vote of no confidence, is going to show no confidence in his leadership.
It was what, 70%?
70 of the pre-book vote, and then the last couple of days, go to I think yesterday and today for the voting. And so I would assume that would be about, if you go by the pre-voting, that it's probably going to be something similar to that. But I'm thinking, who are the 30% that are saying, no, we have confidence in this guy? We talked about last season or the season before last.
Can I tell you who the 30% are?
Command staff,
people that he put in prominent positions, and people who have an affinity for him. And then let's be honest. There's a racial aspect to this as well. He's a black man. He's in a leadership position. People want to see more people like him and feel like people like him is winning. But this is the exact problem with things like this. When you get things like this that on its merit is fishy, then what's the point of putting these people in these type of positions anyway if it's going to be the same old? You might as well put Boss Hog up there if you think if this is what you're going to get. And right now, you know what's funny? Immediately, people can't even rejoice to this. You know why? Because you know what people want to know next, right, Step? Who's next? And if you're hearing what I'm hearing, they don't want nobody that's around him to get the top spot. They
No, they
want
want to
somebody
go
from the outside.
from the outside. And I think, last person from the outside they brought in was Monroe. And it's fifty
Yeah.
fifty how you think that worked out. But I think it led the department in the wrong direction. And some people were favored, it showed favoritism and all these other issues that led us to kind of the position we're in now. But if people don't realize, so like you or me, like, so, of course I was diagnosed and medically retired for PTSD after 22 years. You were in a massive wreck. I wish you had the picture to show again. I mean, you were knocked unconscious for what, a couple of hours probably.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
for the impact. Yeah, yeah.
I
I
was
mean,
out.
I saw your car. You should have been killed, dude. I mean, you were so. And but so we have to so basically say, okay, you have to retire. So you get your pension if you have to medically retire. You get your pension based on your 30 years. So your pay will, you still get the 80% of your top 4 years. Well, of course, you don't do the 30 years, you're not going to make as much as if you were
Mm-mm.
there the same time. So like Kayvon Hazrati, when he retired, they guys weren't making a lot. He got shot, I think it was 2004, 2003,
Mm-hmm.
4, and he's making 56,000. VCAT guy, and like I said, so he ran out of benefit time. Got shot in the head. His wife left him due to complications that he had, and that's out there. I'm not throwing his information up there. Uh, and he's been struggling ever since, and he's living on a poverty level salary, and he had to sue the city because when he ran out of benefit time, they're like, "All right, you're done. Bye. You could retire, but that's it." It's like, wait a minute. I have to have multiple surgeries. I have to have a caregiver and have all this stuff. And he had to fight tooth and nail to get any benefits from the city. But yeah, this guy, based on a tech conversation he had with a city council member, and I read it, I didn't see anything out that was inappropriate other than like, hey, you're going to take care. I'm going to fight to get the police officers.
That's all it was. It was a stern text. It wasn't a, hey, I'm gonna release videos of you naked. It was none of that. It was like, hey, you don't want to make an enemy out of me. I will
No,
make sure that your career is in the toilet.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
me.
That's
You know,
politics.
Step, how many times have we went on a call where they be like, they communicated threats, they communicate. Okay, tell me what they said. He said that don't go outside today.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely. No,
where's the
yep. Then,
threat?
yeah. Eh, So, and so what pisses me off is, so I was told that, if you don't have a physical injury, the council members that are in there now, you're not going to get over $100,000. And that sounds like a lot of money, but they're not going to give you anything over that unless you have a physical injury. But that doesn't last long. Say somebody did get $100,000. That didn't last long because if you're seeking treatment and you get medication and you're seeing a counselor,
It'll
you
eat
know,
it up fast.
eat it up. But yet, so Kayvon, these other officers who've been killed in the line of duty, and their widows or family members hardly receive anything, or the officers, they have to sue, and they're like, all right, we'll give you $10,000, and then no, we don't want 10. Then okay, we'll give you 20. Well, that's not a work, and then they go back and forth, and it's a month. And I mean, it is anyone's ever done the workers' comp had to sue the city. It could take 2 years, sometimes longer, with attorneys and stuff get involved. And they go behind the scenes and basically he makes a complaint, threatens to sue, doesn't even sue, and they
Skips
come out and they pay
everybody, skips all
it.
the process, and gets a
It
check.
skips for $305,000. But we have officers that are severely TBIs. I've helped multiple officers who had to retire that are suffering with TBI. We got an officer now in Hickory Grove they're throwing on the bus that has a TBI based on a line of duty injury, and they're not doing anything for him. They're like, all right, you have to retire. So they're not giving them any direction. They're not helping them out. I mean, it's constant. I mean, I,
I'm
between
going to Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, I personally, since I've retired from the police department, I get calls almost weekly from officers, not from only from CMPD, but these other departments. I probably help 40 or 50 officers that are just hit rock bottom and need help and don't know what to do, and they're not getting any help from the department, much less monetary payout, and they just give him $305,000. You got officers that are
Every
disabled for the rest of their
time,
life getting a quarter of that.
every time we see the videos with the new recruits, I just shake my head because I'm like, they have no
No,
idea. They have none. They're coming in it for the right reasons. Trust me. Being a police officer is trust me, it's nothing more admirable than being a police officer. Trust me.
absolutely.
I'm with you 100%. But you just don't understand the politics of it. Once you get in there, that's what's going to drain you. That's what's going to make you start looking in the one ad, start looking on LinkedIn, start trying to transition out of policing within the first 5 years because of the political BS. Imagine you just came on and you see your leadership retiring under this cloud. You're like, what the hell is this? What did I sign up for?
No, it's a slap in the face to these officers. And what really bothers me, and it always has, is you see the chief, and I really like the last chief. I was on all these committees with him and advisory, but he had a backbone. He would stand up to these politicians. Well, I think this is a reward that Jennings is getting for drinking the Kool-Aid and
Absolutely.
it being upon whatever they want. I've never had any contacts with him, and I know officers have been on for 30 years and really never even known him. He seems like a nice enough guy. Like, if you met him in a restaurant, you'd probably talk to him. He seems like a nice enough guy, but I feel like he's sold out the profession. I feel like he's looking out for, and we've seen it, that all these people that get in command staff, that really hadn't ever really been boots on the ground, run, jump, and shoot cops. They get in these positions, and all they care about, they don't care about anybody below them or even beside them. It's the people above them, and they just they crawl and they lie and they cheat to get their way up, and they don't care about anybody else.
It's that. Let's talk about this real aspect of it real quick before we go to our first commercial. These people leave from making 150,000 upward. They leave CMPD, they retire, get that pension, and then they go run other companies. They become directors of public safety, directors of this, director of that, and make all that money. Meanwhile, they're leaving everybody else in their wake, everything else in their dust. They're leaving all these bones, and the image that is presented to these other hiring boards, these companies, is not the image. I guarantee you, if they were to interview the boots on the ground, they would be like, hell no.
No, of course not. And let me make a quick point. They say these things. Hey, we're family. We're going to take care of you. They get on stage and they shake the new recruits, and you feel like you're part of a family. And then it's like, then you go on, and then when you need help, and you're like, okay, I'm pulling out my card. I need help. What are you gonna, can you help me? I'm asking for help. They abandon you, and you're like, what the hell? I thought we were a family. But
who
what
else
you have to
does
realize?
that? You know who else does that, Steps? Gangs.
Oh, no, absolutely. So,
we're your friend. We're your family. We love you.
You have ruined marriages. You have ruined families. You have, you give 110% to an organization, and you think they're going to be there when you need you. And I always compare it to the Bataan Death March from World War II, where it's pretty much a death march. And if you fall out, they shoot you and they just leave you there. And that's what it felt like. They lie to these recruits and tell them how much they're going to take care of. And there are people in the command staff that care about their people. I'm not saying this is the entire department. CMPD is a good agency. They got some of the best men and women in law enforcement in the entire country. They're well trained. They do have very passionate leaders, and we all know who those leaders are, and we know who they're not. And unfortunately, Jennings is a sellout, and this is just a bad all the way around.
Hey, I can't even add no more to that. We'll be back after this first message. All right, Step. It's time to turn the mic over to our listeners as we review and react to
Let's do
some
it.
police-related videos submitted by you, the people. I appreciate that, y'all. Keep it coming. Yeah, AJ, you like that, right? You like that catch, AJ? I'm learning, AJ. I know you had a nervous tick when you saw that first promo. I got to get rid of it. But from controversial use of force clips to unexpected moments on the job, we unpack what the public sees and what officers experience. Now, this next segment, Step, I don't know about you, Step, but me personally, I get tired of critiquing videos where black people are on the short end of the stick and they're doing stuff and it's the usual suspects and this, that. I scoured the earth. I scoured these streets and I finally found a white person who didn't know how to act
What?
with the police. I call this one white fatigue. Take a listen.
Walking up on me like that for? What's up? What's your address? Take that vest off. Come on, get it, bro. What's up? Like you're not a. Just take that shit off. Come on, take that shit off. Let's get it. You ain't gonna get shit. Okay. Take it off and you see. What you laughing for? I'm writing your shit. Take it off.
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm a minder.
So why'd you get in my face? What, you gonna hit me? Huh?
Not me too, sir.
What you doing there? Hey, back up. Hey, back up.
There's no big deal.
I told you several chances. I said, hey, stop balling your fist. Chill out.
I apologize.
All right, I accept your apology, but we didn't have to take it to this level, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I was just hyped up.
Dude. All right. So just so everybody knows, I don't. You post the videos. I look at the templates of what we're gonna do, but I don't look at the videos beforehand. I've seen that one multiple times, and I love that video. And for people to realize, you know, that's typical. Like they talk a big game in front of your boys, but I always tell people, you act hard, you better be hard because we're bringing it, man. Me and my guys, we're to bring it. And if you get up in our face, and that's another good example of what we call pre-assault indicators, where you have someone balling their fist, verbally saying what they're going to do, challenging you to a fight. They're taking an aggressive offensive stance. So this cop was obviously knew what he's doing. He's looking at the dude like kind of like, really, dude? It's like, when you see the Chihuahua come up to the German Shepherd, start barking, like, what are you gonna do? But yeah, he did a quick leg sweep, put him on the ground. He actually laid him on the ground, like he did.
I'm sorry, sir.
He could have punched him in the face. He would have been just. Yeah, he just leg swept, put him on the ground, and the guy was, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're hard until to bad shit happen. I'm not your fucking father. Sorry, mom. I'm not your father, and we're not playing games with you. Basically, if you were my son, it'd be a lot harder than that. But I love that video. That's a great example of
taking care of business.
not-
You was
play-
famous for taking care of business, Sergeant Step. When I used to be on calls with you, I used to love being on calls because I knew if I had to go hands on, you had my back with the use of force and all that stuff. Not saying anything illegal, but I'm just saying if I had to handle business,
When
you was going to back me up.
when it's time, it's time.
Yeah.
Yep, you get
And
110%.
that's another thing. When you let something like this get away with it, then the people around, then they start thinking, well, these cops are sweet, so then we can do this. But I love how that officer
And then
took
it
care of
affects
business.
the next officer.
Yeah.
It was great. He was very professional. He took care of business. He put the guy in his place, arrested him, and he could have used a lot higher level for it. He could have when the guy came out, he could have punched him in the face and been totally justified. So he took it for what it was, used a reasonable amount of force, and took the guy in custody without any further
First of
issue.
all,
It was
look
great.
at the size
Great example.
difference. So the police officer immediately assessed the situation. First of all, you, me, any officer worth their salt. When you come up on the scene, you're immediately thinking of any advantage you have on a person if you have to go hands on. He's already sized this kid up. Cause that takedown, that was textbook. He knew, all right, look, scrawny, shorter than me. He's loose. He's not strong in his stance. Took him immediately down, and all you heard was, I'm sorry. And then I don't know if you heard in the background, but his voice was like, we told you to stop. Like, why did you do that, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
He was playing stupid games. That's a perfect example.
play stupid games.
And think about it. Weight's important. And weight and size is important, man. So I mean, you add another, like I'm 220, 6'1", you add another 30 pounds of that, that's 250. And we lay on top of somebody. That's a lot of
That's a lot of
weight
mass,
in our
baby.
advantage. Just the little squirty
All
kid.
right, we'll be back.
I know. You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. It prints.
All right, this next one is grow a badge. Step, you and I both, we've been on traffic stops where there's more than multiple people, and sometimes your backup isn't there by time you're approaching a car. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at this video, and we're going to show you why not only one person went to jail, but why another should have went to jail and should have been joining his woman in holy matrimony in prison.
Get out of the car now! No! What's the reason of you touching me? Get out of the car! I don't know what's in the car! Don't touch me! Get out of the car! I don't give a damn!
Do nothing. We just come to get some gas. Yo, can you leave my girl alone, bro?
No.
She didn't do nothing wrong.
She would just get out of the car.
She didn't do nothing wrong. She did not do anything wrong.
You're on camera. You're on camera.
Don't touch
Step out of the car. None of this is gonna matter.
No. Okay, and none of this had to happen if you didn't approach me, would it?
Just stop.
That's
Get out of the car.
Always. Like, come on. What was the reason of your nose being
I'm trying to leave your girl alone. She would just get out of the car.
Because we're asking for drivers and registration. What is your reason? Like, come on.
Oh, on camera.
No, don't fucking touch me.
Fucking turn around. It's the last time I'm gonna tell you.
Fucking touch me.
Okay? Turn around and put your hands behind your back. You are under arrest.
No, the hell I'm not.
You are under arrest. Put your hands behind your back. Do it.
Don't touch me. You can do what you're trying to do.
No, I'm gonna do it. If you're making this difficult, put your hands behind your back.
No.
Step, you know the worst part of this video? You can see the officer in the reflection pleading to somebody who should have already been pulled out of that car, put to the ground, and put in handcuffs. You see him screaming at the top of his lungs, pleading with her, asking her to step out of the car. Then he takes his cuffs out, and his cuffs are flimsy, not even ready to do anything. She jerks away from him. You got a boyfriend saying, leave her alone. Like, tell me, Step, what you see?
I've come to the conclusion that the more times I hear they didn't do anything, the more they did. That's my pet peeve. And they think, it's like, I'm not resisting as they're pulling away or trying to punch at us. They're playing to the camera. They're aware to it just like we are. The couple of tactical issues, like don't grab your handcuffs out until you got control. You grab her by the hair. Best way to control somebody is by the hair, especially if it's a male or female, and you can grab their hair, grab them by the hair, pull her out of the car, put a wrist lock on her, jerk her out of the car. Most departments train in vehicle extractions. You can't, you're obviously not going to yell over her. Like he's
clearly
yelling
frustrated. He's in a panic because she's not listening. He thinks that uniform, he thought that, hey, get out of the car. Yes, officer, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to do whatever you say, officer. Once that failed, you could see him in a panic.
Yeah, and so I think he's frustrated, and but you got it at that point. If you wait on your back, but the more you yell and go back and forth, and if you lose any credibility for the suspect, if you say if you don't get out, this is the last time I'm going to ask you, and then you ask them 10 more times, you haven't done anything. It's like during the riots when you tell people, hey, you got 5 minutes to disperse. If you don't disperse, you're going to get arrested, and then 5 minutes goes by, then you have 10 more minutes, and then 10 minutes go by, and then finally after an hour and a half, we move in and arrest people, and then you have to use more force than you did originally. So you play it. My thing is, look, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. That's why I tell people all the time. It's not optional. You step out of the car, you're under arrest. So he did do a good job, and we have to tell people, before we put hands on them, stuff. Explain to them you're under arrest. So you want to say that you want to verbally say, hey, if you're not getting out of the car, you're under arrest. So at that point, it's game on. So then it grab by the hair, grab by the thing. And, he's by himself. So you got the tactical issue of the boyfriend, if he's going to come up and attack you. But you got to take care of business and, or But I don't. Do these people think that the cops are gonna be like, okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna leave because you're gonna resist arrest? And it never works out well for me. It never them saying they're not going to comply. It never works
And
out.
it's that what people don't understand is people may think the officer has an advantage. No, he does not. As long as she's in that car, she has the advantage because she has the glove compartment, she has the middle console, she has under her seat, she has the
Yeah.
back seat. We don't know what's in the car. That's why it's always important to get them out of the car. Get them out of the car immediately.
Away
Yeah.
from the car. And then you got issues. So and the longer people are like, oh, just wait for your backup. You're like, well, there's a couple issues. One, don't know the size of the agency, how long the backup's going to take to get there. He might be some departments only have one officer in the city. I don't know where that was, but then you got, well, she's calling people, the boyfriend's calling people. You know as well as me, I've had 10, 15 people show up on a traffic stop before my first backup gets there. So the longer, once you tell someone they're under arrest, you have to act. The longer you wait and the longer you hesitate, the more time they have to think about the escape, get people there, cause issues. Sometimes it's good to try to de-escalate when you're alone and try to wait for your backup. But just take care of business. If I tell somebody they're under arrest and they want to resist, it's game on.
I just don't get this new policing of pleading and begging and screaming and sounding like a a frantic woman as a male officer. Like, handle it.
He had there was no control presence, and that's basically because one, she's not compliant. She was probably involved because she had her boyfriend there, and it I've been in that situation 300 times. You know, and it where somebody didn't want to get out of the car, you got someone else there, and what you just got to take care of business. We got all these tools in our belt. We got to use them. Wait on our back up, pull them out, grab them by the hair, put it to them. They resist, make them regret resisting.
I've seen
Use
takedown tasings, like boom, and then another person's approaching, pops, and then
yeah. No,
your backup.
I've been in fights with by myself with 4 or 5 suspects fighting them. So it's not ideal. But and when I say take care of business, you use the amount of force you're allowed to use, but make them. If we're authorized to use force and we use a reasonable amount of force, make them where they don't want to resist again. If like if somebody runs, tackle them hard, man. This is 110%. Do a football tackle. Don't grab and put them on the ground. You make them, do, stay within policy and state law. But we can't. This isn't a 7th grade problem we're dealing with people. This is life and death, and I've seen a lot of women. Some of the worst fights I've been in, struggling wise, have been with females. And because you're like, oh, you and me and the rest of the guys who out here, we're taught not to hurt women, right? So not to punch or
They're
grab.
taught to hurt you.
But they'll put it on you, man. The first time I got in a real fight with a woman, she I think she was like 6'2", she was bigger than me, and it was a fight. And finally, I had to punch her in the face, man, because she was scratching my face and
I
gouging
got
my
kicked
eyes
in the
and
nuts by one. I got spit in
kicking
the
the
face
nuts,
by
and you
one.
can't
Like, let me tell you something. Females are the worst perpetrators you could come into contact with, because they know that there's going to be some apprehension with these male officers. So sometimes as male officers, we have to get hit, kicked, spit a couple times. We be like, okay, enough is the damn enough, and it's just crazy. So we'll be back after this next message. Well, on this one, we got another lovely, a lovely young lady who this time not only resists arrest, but I think she sexually harasses the officer.
You just broke my slippers. You're breaking my property. Now, if I kick you in the face, I'll be wrong, wouldn't I? I would be wrong. Oh, you want to smell my pussy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet that's what you want. You freaky ass, fat ass fuck. You freaky fat fuck. That's what you want, right? You're trying to break my legs. You're trying to break my legs, Officer Vines. Georgia State Patrol.
Get out of the car.
No. Get off of me. You're sweating. Get off. Ew. Help.
Get out of the car.
Help. Help. Somebody help. Help. He off unlawfully. Bro, what do you want?
Step out of the car.
No. You're scaring me. I'm not getting out until somebody else comes. I'm not getting out. Your shit is dirty. Your shit.
Because you got me dirty.
I don't have nothing right here that got you dirty. You was already dirty. You unprofessional. You chewing gum. You're dirty. You're fat. You're unprofessional. No.
Get out of the car.
For what?
Because I told you to.
No. No. You telling me to get out the car is not enough. For what? You just saw me out under arrest for what?
For obstruction.
Obstruction of what? I showed you my driver's license. Stop lying.
I asked you to give me
Stop
your
lying.
driver's license.
And I tried to, you liar.
No,
Don't lie. Yes, I did.
you didn't.
And then you told me get out the car. No.
Are you
No.
going to step out of the car?
I'm going to give you, for what? I can give you my license. I'm not getting out of
You're
this
under
car.
arrest.
I'm not under arrest for anything.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You're under arrest.
For what?
Get out of the car.
No, for what? Tell me what I'm under arrest for.
Obstruction.
Obstruction for what? Lie again. Lie
I'm not
again.
lying.
Yes, you are.
I'm not lying.
Lie again. Lie again.
Now, Step, in the comments, you should have saw the comments. The comments were on her side. Shocking, I know. What you know what the comments were saying on that video? They were saying, where's his body cam? Why is he touching her like that? Dumbasses. The body cam is on his belt. Everybody's body cam isn't on their chest or on the side of their ear or a Terminator or a Predator type CCTV camera on their shoulder. His camera is on his belt. Okay. And second of all, I don't understand how you could defend this type of behavior, and then when these people are on t-shirts, you want to say they were complying or they were in fear. No, they're not listening. And she's calling him fat and she's breathing hard. She's sitting down. So I'm confused. And number one, that officer, again, as police officers, we have to stop this BS. Why are you pleading with her? Why are you leaning into the car? Tactically, that's just wrong. And then you're leaning in the car with your belt facing her. Like all your tools is at her disposal. Like, make it make sense, Step.
So, and people don't realize some agencies, I don't know if the North Carolina Highway Patrol has body cameras yet. I think they're going to get them, or they may have them now, but some agencies don't have them. They just have, some don't even have the NVR, which is the mobile video recording unit in the car. So, but my point is, just because I don't have a body camera on doesn't mean that I can't arrest somebody, right? I mean, we have lots of incidents where, you know, agencies don't have them, they get kicked off during the scuffle, or maybe they're not issued, but there for a while, the sergeants weren't issued body cameras. If they went out, I'd arrest somebody and we'd go to court, the defense attorneys would always try to make an issue that I don't have a body cam. And they're like, why don't you have a body cam? I'm like, well, sergeants at the time, we're not issued body cams. And they're like, oh, you don't want a body cam. I'm like, I want a body cam because I want to show the work that I'm doing, right? And it protects officers more than it hurts them. But we can't go back and forth with people. Look, hey, get out of the car, you're under arrest. And that's it. I'm not explaining to you why you're under arrest. If you don't get out of the car, you're under arrest. Okay, well, now you're under arrest. Once you're under arrest, I'm not going to quote case law. I'm not going to beg and plead. I'm not going to argue with you. You call me whatever, and I'm not going to say, no, I'm not. I'm not a liar. I'm not this. You're going to do what I tell you to do, or I'm going to get the people there that I need to pull you out of the car. But I'm not going to. I've seen this a lot of times in using the force, and sometimes it can be used to your advantage. But it seemed like he got winded a little bit, and so he's maybe waiting on backup. Highway patrolmen usually don't have backup close up. But if when I go hands on, it's there's not going to be a timeout, right? And we got to take care of business, and if that's escalated, if that's using a pepper spray or taser or grab by the hair and pull her out, practice and training. This happens a lot where people don't want, especially these days. People don't want to get out of the car. We have to train our officers how to use uh, extraction techniques that work. But I get his officer. I think it was a corporal or a sergeant, so he's probably been on a little bit. I get why they're hesitant. Look, because first thing is I'm dealing with a black female. I'm a white officer. I'm going to be criticized. She's pleading and yelling. It looks like I'm accosting her, and so you get worried about the perception about getting in trouble, which that should be a factor in what we do and what we don't do. And we have to be confident in what we do and know how to do it and apply force evenly to everybody.
I agree. Well, let's go ahead and get to this next video because they get worse. We got one more. We're going to break it down, and this one is really going to get you. This one is really going to get your blood boiling, Step, because you being a former sergeant, former supervisor, you remember what it was like where people think that asking for you gives them some type of autonomy or some leeway to be disrespectful.
Or timeout. Yeah, they get that timeout until the
take a look.
supervisor gets there.
No, man. No. Give me a size, dude. Give me a size, dude. Give me a size, dude. Give me a size.
He ain't even do nothing though, man.
Give me a size, man.
He ain't even do nothing, man.
I'm finna tweet. Give me a size.
He ain't even do nothing though, man.
Give me a size, man. Give me a size. Give me a size right now. Give me a size, man. Give me a size, man. Give me a size.
Give me a massage or give me a sarge?
Give me a fucking sergeant.
Okay, there we go.
Give me a sergeant. Give me a sergeant. Give me a sergeant. I don't want to talk to y'all, none of that shit. Give me a sergeant, man. Give me a sergeant. Give me a sergeant. Give me a sergeant. Give me a sergeant.
Give me a massage.
I'm not trying to kick it. I don't want to do nothing. Y'all ain't get my name, none of that. Give me a sergeant.
All right, Step. You review this body cam for these two officers after you come and take care of business because he wants a massage. Give me a massage.
I'd be pissed.
What are you telling those two officers?
So I'll tell them up front. Listen, because people get confused, and we talked about this before. If someone asks for, I want a sergeant, our policy, it's not a state law. Our policy at CMPD was we have to notify the sergeant they want to speak to. It didn't mean you get to, we're in the middle of fighting somebody, they ask for sergeant, we have to stop and wait for a sergeant. You take care of fucking business. If you're on a traffic stop, be like, hey, all right, that didn't mean you go back to your car and wait on the sergeant. All right, that's cool. I'll call my sergeant, but you're going to comply with my lawful orders and give me a license. We don't be put on pause. It's not. And they use this because these younger officers are timid and they're worried about perception. And I don't know if it's training or experience or all the above. But I put hands on somebody, they're under arrest. Tell them they're under arrest. A sergeant or not, I just can't fathom putting hands on somebody and kind of tussle with them. They ask for a sergeant.
Just stop.
And then I let them go and just stand there and like looking like, no, like, all right, that's fine. They want a sergeant. Take care of your shop. It doesn't pause and stop. You do what you got to do. And they don't get to say, I'm not going to comply to the sergeant gets here. I'm not going to give you my ID to my sergeant gets here. No, that's not how it works. You're stopped on a lawful traffic stop or you're going to be arrested. It's not a timeout. And trust me, when I get there, they don't want supervisors letting me show up because I'll be the first one to put them in their place and take care of business. But it upsets me. A lot of it's these younger officers are timid. You have officers get in trouble because of the way things look, or they're not. You have spineless leaders in command. It's just a result of bad leadership.
What was so funny? Do you know what's the funniest thing about this video is when he snatched away, got an aggressive stance and said, "I'm about to tweak on y'all." They just looked at him like, "Hi." Now it's your opportunity to quote unquote tweak on me if you want to, because we're open.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do. I always thought he said, "I'm about to tweet," like he's about to tweet out. Like,
first of all, he asked for a massage. He wanted to tweet. Like it was all over the place. But that was Chicago PD. Like, come on, y'all. Like, what's going on, Chicago? Like, this what y'all doing?
But they can't. They're not even allowed to engage in foot chases unless they get supervisor permission. So they're probably just so overly supervised and
I'm
scared
just
to
gonna
make their own
say this real
decisions.
quick. Another Democratic ran organization.
Oh, it's a disaster.
And we will be back after this next message.
I know. You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. It prints.
All right, Step. This one was hard for me to watch, and I know this was going to be hard for you to watch because both of us, we were known to, we loved hands-on. Like we love typing a report about going hands-on and describing every punch more than we did a taser or any other use of force. Because when you go hands-on, it's just a different feeling. It's a different animal, and it tests you because. Listen, you're going to get some hits too. You're going to hit the ground. You're going to be rolling around. You're going to be sore, but it builds character and it lets you know that you're going to be all right. And it teaches you that you're not Batman and everything on your belt, stuff on your belt is not going to save you all the time. So take a look at this video and you explain to me if he thought he was Batman.
Get back.
Shit.
Do it! Eyebrow! Eyebrow!
Oh shit.
Oh
shit. He gonna let him get back in the car. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Go ahead, Steph.
Okay. Well, could you imagine? Okay, this officer, not I'm the last one, a Monday morning quarterback, but we have to be trained to take care of business. If I've tased 25, 26 people, out of that maybe 10 times it wasn't effective due to clothing or the hit pattern or whatever. We can't let people get back in their cars. What do they keep in cars? You got them out. He pulled out his Aspeton, which is a legit, the taser didn't work, which is a legit escalation of force. But we can't let people run and get back in their cars. What's in the cars? They could have weapons. He jumps in and takes off.
He could have
which
ran
ends
other
up
people over.
Probably being a pursuit. It could, yeah. So there's all this liability issues that you let them get in the car and drive off. That it's more likely that him, the officer, or innocent bystander is going to be injured from the suspect's actions. You got it. He's a big. Sometimes you got. I've had it happen, man, where I got to put hands on. I've done it before with people bigger than me, and I grab them. I'm like, shit. This is going to suck, but you can't let them walk back over and pick up a gun or get back in the car. You have to take it to them, and then if you need it, ask Baton, take it to them. But we can't let that happen because it empowers you hear what do you think the general public's like? What the hell's going on? How's this happening?
He was running. He was running, Steph.
Yeah, you have like, hey, these officers are probably squared away and trained. I don't know what the answer is, and part of it's I don't know if we're hiring the right people.
We're not.
We're filling slots.
He should have never passed red man.
People that don't have the mentality.
He should have never passed red man.
Yeah.
Look, he was running when that taser didn't work. He was flabbergasted. He was like, "But it worked in the academy. I don't understand. What am I supposed to do now?"
He went a mid-brain. We have to train ourselves to prepare for the. You taser didn't work. Aspeton might be effective. Okay, what am I going to do? we have different tools. We have to go hands on,
Eh,
and sometimes we just have to
his
hang
legs was
on.
ready. Like all he had to do was go for his legs, lift him. You may not know this, but in black language, take him uptown step means, take
That's
him
right.
up and bring him down. Like he was just
And
sitting there.
get Yeah, no, absolutely. Give them commands. Get on the ground. You're under arrest. We got people around. Give him more. But he looked like he went a midbrain. He wouldn't give him commands. He didn't know what to do.
Took his
He was
baton out. Like what?
uh, took his baton out. He was running away. He let the guy go back around. Which not only that, but I thought initially when I first watched that video, I thought he was going to get in a patrol car and take it. And it wasn't inside of a patrol car. We got sometimes assault rifles, shotguns, other weapons. And then could you imagine he jumped? We've had it happen in Charlotte when sometimes you can't help it. And somebody gets in the car on a traffic stop or whatever, takes off and then crashes into something. I mean, you got to have the mindset, you got to have the training and the confidence to take care of business. Just because someone's bigger than us or yelling like a retard doesn't mean that we can't go. It looked like it was that LAPD with
I
black and
hope
white,
not. I
possibly.
hope not. Let me see.
But they're coming, man. You're
Maybe it was Target Special Forces. I don't know.
I hope so, man. This guy yelled at him like he was a lion or something. The guy ran off, but I mean, and I'm not saying that we're all badasses because we have a badge. So we
Well,
have to know our
clearly not.
limitations, and sometimes we have to retreat. But I don't think this is the other ones we say is one of them.
That was a shit show. And he walked so gingerly. If he wanted to, when he turned his back, that was the perfect time to ram his ass right up against the damn door of that car.
Oh yeah.
Like that's when you could have took him down from behind and put cuffs on. Dude, like, can you imagine him? Like, he would never be able to live that down. 30 years from now, when he's retiring, they'll be like, yo, remember outside of Target?
They'll play that at his retirement party. But hopefully he learns from it, but it's bad. I'm seeing, and of course, body cam.
You can't learn not to be a coward. I'm sorry. Either you're a coward or you're not.
No.
I mean,
I'm not saying like I'm hardly a badass when it comes to fighting and stuff. I'm a pretty strong guy, but there's a lot of people out there stronger than me that I had to fight and take into custody and do something. You just have to do it. Like sometimes we just have to go in and take care of business.
Even if you take care of business, you heard backup was on the way. Like it's nothing that sounds more sweet than when you hear backup coming. So do what you gotta do. They're on their way. Then the polyester pilot will commence and we're good to go. But
hang on to his leg,
baby.
Drag him down.
Don't let him get in the car. Now we got a 50 and a use of force report. Thank you. Well, that was the last video. Hey, y'all keep sending these videos in. We're going to keep critiquing them. I appreciate y'all. Real quick, I was told to do this. If y'all like this episode and y'all liked what y'all heard, it's 47 people in here. Please make sure you go subscribe and follow myself, Real Prince Blue, and Jay Stepped on Insta. He has all his aliases on the screen. You can see him right there. I am Real Prince Blue across all media. You will be able to find that there. Black and Blue Lives everywhere. Please like, subscribe, follow. Hit that notification button on YouTube for Real Prince Blue, because when we go live, you will get the notification. I appreciate all the support. Jay, let the people know something.
Yeah, no. Actually, on these different platforms, they can watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, all these different platforms, and I really appreciate like Pat and a lot of the people who, and Lynn and these other people who make comments, and we're reading them. We see them as they come in. Sometimes we just can't address them, but we really think. I really like seeing the live comments.
The live comments is nothing like it. But now if we could get the live comments to match the subscribers and the engagement, now we're cooking. That's all we're asking. If you like this live stuff, you like the engagement, you like what we're doing, please show your love. We're not asking y'all to to donate anything. Like, we just ask you to make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, and hit the notification, and share, and let all your friends know what's going on with the Black and Blue Lives podcast. We will see y'all next week. We appreciate y'all for spending an hour or so with us. We appreciate you, everything. We appreciate Step's hard work, taking time out from his hard job of being in Miami? And being in Miami Beach.
Yeah,
the dedication. He is on vacation. He did the show.
Location.
I appreciate it, brother, as always.
Yeah, I'm in the lobby, so there's random people walking around. I don't know who those people are.
Right.
I'm in the
it's
lobby.
Okay.
So
we saw one woman walk behind, and then she noticed the camera, and then she moved.
I'm signing autographs. I think they got a booth set up for me to sign autographs when we're
keep
done.
Signing them. So with that being said, Black Blue Lives, we'll see y'all next week. We appreciate it. Please take care of yourselves. Remember, if you have anything going on that you need help with, you need us to address, or you just need somebody to talk to, please don't be afraid to reach out to myself or Step, and we will point you in the right direction and get you the resources you need. With that being said, we are out. I appreciate everybody. Take it easy. See you next week.
Yeah. Look, Black and Blue Lives. Yeah. That's a new